What's going on, guys? Time for the weekly shop update. Actually in my shop this time and trying to be a little bit more proactive and get these out a little bit earlier on Fridays or at the latest Saturday. Like I say, we kind of see what happens week to week, but was able to get a little bit more time out in the shop this week. Did quite a bit of CNC router work, doing some engraving for my wife. She's got some jewelry that she's been making and selling, and had some brass tags that she needed bead blasted and engraved. So I used my homemade drag bit for that and have been kind of developing some new fixturing and positioning methods just to kind of batch everything together and get the machine or the work on and off the machine a little bit faster and more efficiently. So that's been a lot of fun. It's nice to be making a little bit of money with a machine that I've invested quite a bit of time and money and energy into. So that always feels nice. As far as the rest of the shop work, I think today I'm just going to devote, and I know I mention this probably every week, but today I'm for sure I'm going to commit, I'm going to jump in both feet and really start trying to get this place cleaned up and organized. I've been trying to do just a little bit at a time, in between working on different projects. And to a degree that's been working, but it's just kind of gotten to the point, I think with each project I set myself back, I'll take one step forward, two steps back as far as the cleanup. And it's just finally getting to a head. So, I'm going to pick a corner. I've got a storage shelf over there. It's got all kinds of junk that, it's been up there so long, I don't even know what it is. I obviously don't need it. I'm kidding myself trying to keep it for anything. I'm going to clear that off, start throwing it out. Maybe come up with some ways to even expand that storage shelf a little bit, build a little shelf or cubbyhole system, just to kind of utilize a little bit more of that volume of space. And I figure once I get a couple of those, there's 4 shelves on it now, I get those consolidated, maybe down to 1 or 2, I can use the 2 empty ones then to kind of expand out in the shop, start cleaning those areas up, and, kind of juggle things back and forth between those, maybe go to another shelf or workbench, throw out what I can, shelf what I can, clear that spot, and, then as I go, it'll kind of be refining the organization, more and more, opening up more space more and more. And I think that's the theory, that's the plan. And, I can't really do anything until I get this shop clean, even including the organization of the layout, moving the machines, the workbenches like I want to, until I clear all of them off as much as they possibly can be, or clear them out as much as I can, I'm just spinning my wheels and kidding myself. So that's today's goal, and then I can start, getting back into the projects and things that are a little bit more interesting. Now, concerning last week's announcement, for the 30 or so of you guys that watched that, I did start a podcast, or I am starting a podcast. I did have my first interview already. That actually worked out pretty well. Had a couple of technical glitches that I was hoping wouldn't present themselves with audio, either cutting completely out or getting kind of choppy. I think that's mostly just due to my poor cell signal in my basement where I'm recording these. So I'm gonna have to maybe go to plan B on that, either going to a better spot in the house where the signal's better, or maybe even getting a signal booster, which unfortunately is pretty cost prohibitive. On the low end for a good one that's going to do what I need it to, you're looking at $400 to $500 easily. I could maybe find one a little cheaper than that, but whether it will work or be worth the money in the long run, it's a little bit harder to say. So might have to kind of re-strategize that a little bit. As far as the other side of things goes, I'm actually finding out it's a little bit harder to line people up than I was hoping it would be. Again, I'm trying to keep this as simplified as possible, just me and one other guest for now. And I was hoping that doing it that way, I would be able to maybe schedule some a little bit more frequently, a little bit more easily. I'm really just asking for an hour of somebody's time, over the phone, which most people do already, on a day-to-day basis as they're talking to people or, dealing with things. And it seems like the first handful of people I emailed, saying I'm starting a podcast, can I have an hour of your time? Everybody pretty much immediately responded, and for the most part said, yeah, just let me know when, we'll work it out. Again, I did my first guest. That was extremely smooth. We had quick communication, very straightforward, worked it out. Unfortunately, that seems to have kind of been the exception. So the other couple of people that said they would do one, just let them know when, they've kind of disappeared on me. I have yet to hear back from them. And it's kind of a fine line I'm trying to tread on, how much I, quote unquote, bother them. I don't want to be sending 100 different emails. I understand people are busy, but, I'm trying to just kind of let it ride for now and, wait for them to get back to me. It's becoming pretty apparent, though, I'm probably going to have to be a little bit more proactive on that end. As well as maybe throw a few more lines out at a time and see what I can catch. Because there's actually quite a number of people I've messaged additionally that haven't even gotten back to me at all. So not sure what to make of that just yet. At the very least, though, I am starting to see it might be a little bit more trouble than I thought, just to get the people lined up. At least while I'm getting started. I don't have any product that I can show just yet. I can't say, hey, would you check out my podcast and think about being on? That might be helpful, down the line or in the future, rather than just saying, hey, I'm starting one. Would you mind being one of my first guests? Some people maybe don't find as much value in that since I don't yet have an established audience. So that's something I'm still working through. The downside right now, I'm not giving up, but I don't think I'm going to be able to release the first episode nearly as quickly as I thought I would be able to. So the idea is actually to get 4, maybe 5, even 6 in the can, recorded, ready to go, ready to release before I start a weekly podcast release through a host network. That's the idea. That way I figure I get at least 5 to 6 weeks, where during that time I can start recording and, putting others in the can. I think that's a good strategy, but like I'm saying, just getting those first few, it might take me that long just to get 1 or 2. So maybe a weekly release isn't that realistic, or maybe I'm going to have to kind of re-strategize as far as what type of show I can do every week. Maybe every other week will be an interview, so maybe bi-weekly, and then in between that I can do something else. I don't know. So got to work that out a little bit more. I know it's going to be a lot of work. I knew that going in, but the problems that I'm coming up with, I was maybe hoping not to have. And maybe that'll kind of work itself out like I was hoping. I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to kind of keep hustling and keep pushing that. But needless to say, it may be a little bit longer before the first release. As far as the first one, though, I think it went pretty well. I think I probably sound a little bit more nervous than I wanted to, and there were maybe a couple other little issues there, that I'm kind of working out. I need just some more practice, some more experience there, but I'm still hopeful. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be worth it, and I think you guys will ultimately like what I have to put out there. It's just going to be a little bit longer than I wanted to. So that's it, guys. I'm actually going to shut this off, go eat lunch, and then get out here and actually get something accomplished. If it's even just cleaning one corner of the shop, I think I will be happy. So appreciate those of you who tune in. especially if you're a weekly viewer and subscriber. If you're not subscribed to the channel, by all means, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. The channel's not just going to be weekly updates, by the way, especially once I get everything cleaned up and organized. I am planning on setting up a lot better for different videos, whether it's a work in progress, maybe a tutorial, tool reviews, maybe how-tos, you name it. I'd like to get back into the shop tip videos a little bit more. Maybe eventually I'd like to do maybe one of those a week, even in lieu of an update, as these weekly updates are even less about weekly updates, but more about weekly uploads. So, eventually, like I say, I would like to maybe swap these out for some different, more interesting videos, or at least add those into the rotation. So that's all coming. So again, subscribe, give me a little bit of time on that. And not only will I be releasing podcasts, but I'm hoping to increase the content and quality of this YouTube channel as well. So bear with me, guys. It'll be a while. There's a lot of work involved there, but I'm slowly chipping away at it. We're going to get there one way or the other. So again, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next week's update.